Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I'm going to describe about HUF account, RBI and banking guidelines, a complete guide for customers and bankers. Introduction: A Hindu Undivided Family. HUF is a unique concept recognized under Indian law that allows members of a Hindu family to manage ancestral assets, business interests, and income collectively. From a banking perspective, an HUF is treated as a separate legal entity for certain financial and taxation purposes. Many families use HUF accounts to manage common family funds, investments, and business transactions efficiently. Banks permit HUFs to open and operate various types of accounts, subject to compliance with RBI guidelines, KYC norms, and applicable tax laws. Understanding the structure, documentation requirements, operational procedures, and tax implications of HUF accounts is essential for both customers and banking professionals. What is an HUF? Hindu Undivided Family HUF consists of individuals descended from a common ancestor and includes their spouses and unmarried daughters. It is governed primarily by Hindu personal laws and recognized under the Income Tax Act. An HUF can own property, conduct business activities, invest funds, and maintain bank accounts in its own names. Since it is treated separately from individual family members for tax purposes, it enjoys certain benefits under the Income Tax Act. The primary objective of an HUF is to manage family wealth and assets collectively while ensuring smooth succession and continuity across generations. Legal framework governing HUF. Functioning of an HUF is governed by several laws and regulatory guidelines. Hindu laws. HUFs derive their existence from Hindu personal laws, which define family membership, compulsory rights, and inheritance provisions. Income Tax Act. The Income Tax Act recognizes HUF as a separate taxable entity, requiring a distinct PAN and income tax return filing. Reserve Bank of India KYC guidelines. Banks must comply with RBI's Reserve Bank of India's Know Your Customer KYC regulations while opening and maintaining HUF accounts. Proper verification of the Karta and supporting documents is mandatory. Who is the Karta? The Karta is the head and authorized representative of the HUF. Key responsibilities of the Karta: acts on behalf of the HUF in banking and financial transactions, operates HUF bank accounts, signs checks and banking documents, represents the HUF before before banks, tax authorities, and other institutions, ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. Traditionally, the senior-most family member generally assumes the role of the Karta. The Karta serves as the decision-maker and custodian of family assets. Who are co-partners? The members who have a legal interest in the HUF property are known as co-partners. They collectively own the family assets and may have rights regarding the management and partition of the HUF property. Types of accounts allowed for HUF. Banks generally permit the following accounts in the name of an HUF. Savings account and savings account can be opened to to maintain family funds and receive income arising from ancestral property or investments. Current account suitable for HUFs engaged in business or professional activities requiring frequent transactions. Fixed deposit: HUFs may place surplus funds in fixed deposits to earn higher interest income. Recurring deposit (RDA) useful for systematic savings and future financial planning. Loan accounts subject to bank's credit policy and eligibility criteria. HUFs may avail various loan facilities. Documents required for opening an HUF account. Banks typically require the following documents: identity and tax documents, HUF PAN card of the Karta, Aadhaar card of the Karta, HUF declaration. A declaration later stating a name of the HUF, name of the Karta, names of all co-partners, authority granted to the Karta to operate the account. List of co-personers, a complete list of family members constituting the HUF. Photographs, recent passport size photographs of the Karta. Address proof, valid address proof of the HUF and or Karta as per KYC requirements. List of co-personers, additional documents where applicable, rubber stamp of HUF, GST registration certificate, partnership or business activity proof, any other documents required by the bank under regulatory guidelines. Banks may seek additional documentation depending on the nature of activities and risk assessment. Operational guidelines of it for the HUF accounts to ensure smooth operations and regulatory compliance. Banks generally follow specific operational procedures. Account opening. The account must be opened strictly in the name of the HUF and not in the name of an individual family member. Signature requirement. The Karta signature is mandatory for account operation and documentation. Checkbooks and debit cards. Checkbooks and debit cards are issued in the name of the HUF with operational authority vested in the Karta. Change of the Karta in case of death, resignation, or any change in Karta, banks require a fresh declaration and supporting documents from the family members. Minor co-personers cannot independently operate the HUF account. KYC compliance, periodic KYC updates must be completed as per RBI regulations to maintain the account continuity. Income tax benefits available to HUF. One of the major attractions of HUF structure is its potential tax planning advantages. Separate PAN. An HUF is allotted a separate permanent account number distinct from individual family members. Separate income tax return. The HUF files its own income tax return independently. Separate basic exemption limit. The HUF enjoys the same basic exemption threshold available to an individual taxpayer under the applicable tax laws. Deduction under Section 80C. Eligible investments made by the HUF may qualify for deductions under Section 80C subject to prevailing tax provisions. Tax planning opportunities. Income generated from HUF assets may be assessed separately, helping families structure finances more efficiently within legal boundaries. Income from ancestral property. Income arising from ancestral assets held by the HUF can generally be taxed in the hands of the HUF rather than individual members. Important tax caution. While HUFs offer legitimate tax benefits, taxpayers must understand that tax planning should always comply with the law. Merely transferring personal salary income of individual members to an HUF does not automatically make it taxable in HUF's hands. Tax authorities closely examine the source of income and ownership of assets before granting tax treatment. Proper documentation and professional advice are essential when dealing with HUF taxation matters. Handling customer queries at branches. Bank staff should guide customers with clarity and compliance. Explain the difference. Customers should understand that an HUF account differs from an individual account in ownership, operation, and taxation. Verify authority. The authority of the Karta must be verified before permitting the account operations. Check documentation. Proper HUF declaration, PAN, KYC documents, and co-personal details should be obtained and verified. Clarify tax matters. Customers should be informed that tax benefits depend on applicable laws and individual circumstances. Manage disputes carefully. In case of disputes among family members, banks should seek appropriate legal documents and follow internal guidelines. Ensure regulatory compliance. Periodic KYC updates and document reviews should be conducted in accordance with RBI requirements. Benefits of maintaining an HUF account. An HUF account can provide several advantages. Organized management of family assets, better record keeping of family finances, separate tax identity, simplified handling of ancestral property income, improved financial planning for future generations, easier management of family business activity. When operated properly, an HUF account can serve as an effective financial vehicle for preserving and managing family wealth. Conclusion. An HUF account is an important banking facility designed for Hindu families seeking collective management of ancestral assets. Investments and business activities with a separate legal and tax identity and HUF can maintain various banking relationships, including savings account, current accounts, deposits, and loan facilities. However, successful operation of an HUF account requires proper documentation, compliance with RBI KYC norms, adherence to tax laws, and clear authorization through the Karta. Both customers and bankers must understand the legal and operational aspects to ensure smooth account management and regulatory compliance. Key takeaways: HUF is recognized as a separate legal and taxable identity. The Karta is the authorized person to operate the HUF. Savings, current, deposit, and loan accounts may be opened in the name of the HUF. Separate PAN and income tax return filing are mandatory. Proper documentation and KYC compliance are essential. HUFs can offer legitimate tax planning benefits when used within legal provisions. Income from ancestral property may be assessed in the HUF's hands. Banks must ensure strict adherence to RBI and regulatory guidelines. Disclaimer: this article is intended solely for educational and awareness purposes. Banking procedures, RBI guidelines, KYC requirements, and income tax provisions are subject to change from time to time. The exact documentation, operational rules, account eligibility, and tax treatment may vary across banks and according to prevailing laws. Readers should refer to the latest RBI circulars, income tax provisions, and their respective banks' policies, or consult qualified legal and tax professionals before making financial or tax related decisions. Thank you very much for your patience. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.